type it in the chat, or you guys can unmute yourself, whatever you guys prefer.
So how would you define a fall? Anyone?
Okay, we don't.
Is a fall something that happens accidentally?
Yes. Okay, so as you said, a fall happens accidentally. Nobody wants to fall because you might hurt yourself. So we are saying that landing on the ground or some lower surface when you didn't intend to be there, like landing on the ground or a lower surface when you did not intend to be there, that means it's accidental, right? So it means that when you do that, sometimes you might slip or you might trip, and then you will fall and then you land on the ground. So that is what a fall is.
So our first question is, have your loved ones ever experienced a fall at home? So again, if you guys want to unmute your mics or write it in the chat, whatever you guys are comfortable with.
Or perhaps you know of a client that has fallen. Anybody know of a client that's fallen?
I know for me, my grandma fell a few years ago. She tripped over a rug. So to minimize that, we actually got rid of the rugs to prevent falls. So falls are actually very prevalent for the age group of your loved ones or your clients. Falls are the leading cause of fatal and non-fatal injuries for older Americans. 1 in 4 older adults fall each year. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the ER for a fall, and every 19 minutes, an older adult actually dies from a fall. So some of these falls can be preventable. So in this presentation, we'll discuss ways that you can reduce the risk of falling.
Okay, so we have another question for you. Where do you think most falls occur in the home? If you think it's A, the living room, just show me your thumbs. Or if you think it's the hallway, let me see your thumbs, or since no one has their camera, some of you don't.
Oh wait, somebody has something in the chat there.
Oh, for some
Yes.
reason I can't see the chat, so maybe.
She said it's the bathroom.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So you guys were right when you said the bathroom. Although there's in those other places you can also fall, but the most prevalent is the bathroom, and that's because of the slippery surfaces are a danger, and the traditional design of a bathroom exacerbates the risk of falling with the steps and small spaces that to navigate, with the deep bathtubs and the lack of rails or support, all contribute to the increased risks of falling in the bathroom.
So as we said, somebody wrote that it's in the bathroom. So before we go on, we will just ask another question, which is, what is a way to prevent a fall in a home? So below we have 4 answers here. How do you prevent a fall in a home? 1, A is by using night lights. B says eliminating clutter. C says getting rid of throw racks, and then we have D, which is all of the above. So before we go on, okay, so I have one answer. Somebody is saying it's all of the above. Can you tell us why you think it's all of the above, anyone in the audience? And also, if you chose A, which is using night lights, why are you saying using night lights? Whatever answer you give us, you can just give us a reason for picking that answer. So the one who said all of the above, is there a reason why you chose that answer?
Yeah. I said all the above because I feel like everything, the night lights, it helps them see, so that'll be better. Eliminating clutter, you won't trip over anything. Getting rid of throw rugs, you prevent them from slipping. So I think everything would work.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very
Thank you for participating. So you are right. They all diminish the risks of falling. The throw rugs, some people, they rather have rugs in certain rooms, so if they don't want to get rid of them, they can at least put backing on the rugs, which is making them less slippery, and they're less likely to slide under the person's feet. As like you mentioned, night lights, they help at night if they're moving from the bedroom to the bathroom, for example. Sensor lights, they are motion sensors, so the person doesn't always have to be near a light switch to be able to turn them on or turn them off, which again eliminates the risks of them moving around any extra to again eliminate the risk of falls. And then there's task lights for specific things, like in the kitchen you might have a light right above your sink, or on your nightstand you have a lamp. Oh, that's all specific to an area. And we said decluttering a room, or making sure you have enough room to move around, especially if the client or your loved ones have walkers or wheelchairs. You need to keep your walkways clear of cords and shoes and clothing. And decluttering the rooms, like getting rid of anything that's not necessary that can lead to the falls. Another thing you can do is evaluate the footwear to have at least a 1-inch heel with a closed back that properly fits for the person. If the person is living in a house or an apartment that might have some kind of stairs, and another visual cue for the person can be marking the stairs with bright tape, so that way they always see where one stair ends and one begins. That way they are less likely to either trip up or down the stairs, which sometimes it happens. Another thing you can do is encourage them to do exercise, because the more they exercise, the stronger they get and the more endurance they have, and their muscles are less likely to atrophy from the lack of activity. Again, that will diminish the risk of them falling.
So based on what we've told you about tips to reduce falls, we're going to ask you some ways that you might change some rooms. So what would you change about this picture in this bathroom to prevent a fall? Yep, remove clothes on the floor.
Maybe move the rugs.
Yep, the rugs. And you could also get non-skid rugs if you guys want to. And then we could also get rid of that toilet paper rack. Yep, remove the teepee holder to try to make more room. Add grab bars. Yep.
Good.
Wow.
Good. So the next picture, this is the ideal bathroom. It's not how fancy it is, but like we said, it's because it's a big space. There's no clutter on the floor. They can move around with their walker or with their wheelchair. There's grab bars, like we said, by the toilet and also in the shower. And also there's good lighting so they can see where they're moving. So now we're going to move on to the next room.
So this is our next room, and we all know this is a beautiful kitchen. So what can we change in this picture to prevent a fall? What do you think can be changed in this picture to prevent a fall?
Yep.
Okay, somebody said remove area rag. Good. Is there anything else? And bench. Okay.
I don't know if this is right, but maybe like moving the chairs over.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Good idea. So why do you think we should remove all these things? I know we've said a lot before, but why do you think we should do that? Okay, so yes, so this is an ideal kitchen, as we always say. Okay, somebody said remove towels hanging down in case they grab them to hold on to them. Very good. Yes, so this is an ideal kitchen, not about the fanciness of the kitchen, yes, but if we look at this very beautiful kitchen, we have enough space to maneuver. Like if you're having a wheelchair or a walker, you can walk around freely without bumping into anything. And then there's a mat on the floor. You can keep your mat, but it should be a non-skid mat, as you see here. And then when we look on the counter too, we see that there is free of clutter. We don't have a lot of things on it. So this is an ideal kitchen. This is how we would like you to keep your kitchen, like free of clutter, so that you don't bump into things and then hurt yourself.
And next, we're moving through the house and we're into the living room. What would you change in this living room to make it less hazardous of a for falling risk?
I would move the table because I feel like it's in the center, so there's not like much room to move around it.
That's good. Yes, that's the first thing I would do too. What do you guys think about the type of rug that they have on around here? Do you think maybe it's a fall risk because they can trip over the rug? Okay. So this is
Wait. Can we move back?
Sure.
Because I see something else there. This little table.
With this table or this one?
Well, I thought we said this table. I don't like this table because of the legs, but this table's like in the way. Let's say they're trying to get to the couch from one of these chairs, but somebody has a comment though, too.
Yes. The person said, remove towel. Oh no, remove.
Move chair over so there's more room. Yes, you can spread out the chairs so that there's more room to move around. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Anything else before I move on? No, I guess we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an ideal. Oh, too many pillows. That's good. Good.
That's true.
Yes, too many pillows. That's true. In case they fall off the couch.
Yeah.
So this is another ideal living room. I'm not saying it's fancy, but that's not what I mean by it being ideal. I'm talking about the open floor plan and not having any rugs. They can move around with their walkers and wheelchairs. And even though this picture has a coffee table over here, it's a decent distance from the sofa so that if someone does have a walker, they're still able to safely maneuver the walker in a position to which they can safely sit down on the sofa. And the other hazard that a lot of people might not think about are pets, especially like cats and smaller dogs. Sometimes older adults might not notice them in front of them, and they might trip on the pet, not only hurting the pet, but most importantly, hurting themselves and falling. So we recommend that the older adults are always cognizant of where the pets are at the time so that they can, so that they don't end up falling on them or over them and causing issues.
Okay, so this is the last room that we'll be discussing today to wrap everything up. So what do you guys think can be changed about these two pictures of these bedrooms?
I would like organize it. I feel like there's a lot of like clothes all over the floor and the bed. So to prevent like someone from tripping, put everything away first.
Yeah, definitely a lot of clutter on the floor, a lot of clothes. Anything else? Everything. Yeah, these rooms are messy. Definitely have to organize it better. Maybe we could get rid of the bookshelf on the left to make more room for them to move around.
And this, I don't know what this is, a dresser or another shelf?
Yeah, definitely have to do a lot to these rooms.
That pocketbook. What does everybody think of that pocketbook there?
Yeah, it's hanging on the bed.
They can try to catch it when they fall and just fall. Okay, next.
So this is the ideal bedroom. As we discussed in the previous rooms, there's no throw rugs that they could trip over. There's lots of open space so they can move easy with their walkers or wheelchairs. No clutter like the last rooms. There's no shoes, clothes, or cords on the floor. There's good lighting also so they could see what they're doing. So basically all these things are applied to the other rooms that we've discussed previously.
So we've talked about ways to minimize the risk of falling, but what if the person actually does fall? So we wanted to show you a video of how to help the person off the floor in a way that's safe for both them and you at the same time. Oh, it's all the way in.
Arnold, are you okay? Are you hurt, Arnold?
Can everyone hear this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any pain anywhere?
Dizzy.
A little dizzy? Okay, we're just gonna wait for a minute. Do you want to try and get up?
I have to.
Okay, so what I'm gonna get you to do is take this arm and raise it out to the side, and take your top knee and bend it and straighten this leg. Good. Now Arnold, I want you to reach up and over with that hand, reach way up and over, and push with this leg. Good. Now let's bring that top hand over here. Good. And you're gonna push up and get that other elbow underneath you. Push right up onto your elbow. Good. Walk right on up. Very good. Now turn onto your hands and knees. Good. Come right over to the bed. Bring this leg up. Good. Okay. Now, are you okay if I put my hands on your hips?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to place my hands on either side of your hips, and I am in a good position. Now, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, up, and on up we'll go, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, up. How are you feeling?
A lot better.
So what I'm going to get you to do is take this arm and raise it out to the side, and take your top knee and bend it and straighten this leg. Good. Now Arnold, I want you to reach up and over with that hand, reach way up and over, and push with this leg. Good. And you're going to push up and get that other elbow underneath you. Lift those hips up, walk back, come onto your hands and knees, and come right over to the bed. Good. Let's take this knee and raise it up, and bring this forward. Good. Perfect. All right, I'm going to help you, Arnold, with the getting up. So I'm going to come behind you. Can I put my hands on your hips, Arnold?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, up. And then on up, you're going to come, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, up. And turn and sit down. Very good.
So as you saw in the video, there were a few methods that you could use, but you should always pick something that works best for you and your loved one or your client, so that you do it in a safe way for both you and the other person. And you saw that they gave specific instructions to the person in the video, but you could always modify the way you give the instructions, because only you know what's best for the person that has fallen, to how well they understand different sets of instructions.
Also, we'll urge you not to panic when your loved ones fall. Just take a deep breath. Do not try to lift them up you may be causing more harm than good if you have, if your loved ones have a broken bone. So what we will say is that please call 911. Please call 911. You don't want to hurt your back in the process of helping them because they really need you. Please call 911. Thank you. I think
And
we
this
have some
is,
additional resources too. Mhm.
yeah, these are just some additional resources that you can learn more about fall prevention and how to help your loved ones or clients when they fall.
And now we will gladly take any questions that you guys may have or any comments.
I'm gonna stop sharing so that I can see everybody now. No questions? Was it clear?
Melissa, you don't have a question?
Job. Thank you, Melissa.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys did very good. It was very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. I have a question for the social workers. Watching that video, the fall prevention video, do you think that most of your clients would understand those directions?
I think that's a really good question because some might and some might find it very difficult to follow those directions. And yeah, I see Melissa said not necessarily.
Yeah,
that's why-
because honestly, I was trying to put myself in that position. And, you know, like, I think, like, probably she could have used more tactile cues for the person to help them more. But it's always good to know what to do and, you know, how to do it and all that. I was just curious about that. I think there's some stuff in the chat too. Oh, that was that, not necessarily.
Yeah. Any other questions at all?
Yeah, I had a question. I guess just going off of what Naomi said, if someone's like hard of hearing, how would you go about that? Helping them if they fall?
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I would say more tactile cues, like what Naomi said. You would make it different depending on the person. So you could either help them put their leg up and then roll them and just help it that way. Or if you're not able to get them up, like what Gifty said, call 911 because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Yeah, and just keep them calm so that they don't try to get up by themselves and risk injury to themselves.
Also, I think you should have talk to them directly, like facing them, so that even if they have hearing problems, they can just read your lips, so that they will follow whatever you are saying sometimes too. Yeah.
And facial expression means a lot. If you're panicking, they will see that. If you're calm and relaxed, then they will know that they can trust you.
Yeah.
And they'll stay calm themselves.
Great questions, everyone, and awesome presentation. Thank you so much to Alina, Gifty, Elizabeth, Naomi, and Suffolk OTA. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Have a great day.